I'm your friend, Dr. Charles Apoki. My heart goes out to the family of Rebecca Cheptegei, the Ugandan athlete that was deleted by her husband, buffed by her husband, because I can't use the right words because of YouTube restrictions. All men of honor must condemn femicide. Femicide is gender-based violence that leads to fatality. This young lady, 33-year-old lady, ran in the recent Olympics in France. She was from Uganda, but went to a nearby mountainous place in Kenya where athletes train. And reports have it that some of these young girls, when they leave school and come there, that some men take advantage of them. I don't know how far that is true, because I know Kenyans to be very nice people. But femicide is common when women marry below their social class. When a woman marries below her social class, when a woman marries below her intellectual class, marries below her educational background, marries below her talent status, and marries below her financial status. Please take note of these things. I always advise women, don't be desperate for love. Don't be desperate to be loved. Don't be desperate for marriage. It is better to be alone than to be with a murderer, to be with an evil man. We talk about the girl child. I think we should start talking about training men to have value and respect for themselves and for women. This femicide took place because of an argument over property, a piece of land. And let me state up front, number one, if you don't want argumentation, then do documentation in the beginning. If you don't want argumentation, do documentation in the beginning. When a woman is buying land, please don't write Mr. and Mrs. Apoki. Write Mr. Apoki and Mrs. Felicia Apoki, because another person can become Mrs. Apoki if the man is not disciplined. So these are key issues you must learn. Don't assume that every person is like Dr. Apoki. No. Men who come from backgrounds that are socially less than those of their wives, intellectually less than those of their wives, educationally less than those of their wives, and their talent status and financial status, they behave like rats and cockroaches. They're always looking for what to eat out of the lot, not what to bring in. Few are different, so don't say I'm committing a fallacy of hasty generalization. This woman went to the Olympics. If the man was a runner too, most probably he would have gone to the Olympics. If he was doing well, he wouldn't practice femicide against Rebecca because of a plot of land. How much is a plot of land in Kenya? not Eldoret itself. Eldoret is a beautiful place, but outside Eldoret, how many Kenyan shillings is the property? Even if you cross to the other side in Uganda, how much is it that you will set a woman on fire? You see, people who have nothing to lose will help you lose everything you labor for, everything you have. Apparently, this woman was the one making the wealth. She was coming from church with her 2 daughters, and this man poured petrol on her and lit her. You can't try. It's very difficult to try that with a worry girl. She will do you something you won't believe. So you don't just put your hands down. You just be docile because it's a husband. And she, not even a husband, ex-boyfriend. That means they were not married. And if she's not the father of those children, then something is terribly wrong with his head. If he is the father of those 2 girls, something is wrong with his head. Because even if the woman takes ownership of the property, they belong to the 2 girls in future. There is a problem with weak men. And that problem with weak men is that they think that they own their spouses, their girlfriends, and any woman they are relating with. You don't own a woman. My daughter is my daughter. She is a citizen of Nigeria. If you want to do something to your own life and the government does not allow that, you will be jailed, you'll be punished. Somebody went to climb a mast recently. They brought him down and he was charged to court in Nigeria here. You don't endanger your own life. Not to talk of another person's own. You don't even own your children. If you maltreat your children, they will be taken away from you. Listen, men, you both own the children. And the woman has greater proof until DNA that the baby came out of her. She was the one that shed blood to bring out the baby. She gave her life for the baby. She breastfed the baby. So this masculine, my children, I own the children. The privilege you have is that they bear your name wherever they go to, and you must endeavor to make them excel so that they can carry the name far. So, your partner is a citizen, as I said. Her body is her own. You don't have a right to her body if she does not permit you. That is the law. If she says she doesn't want, leave her. You can't force her because she is your wife to go to Jerusalem because you just quote Bible. The Bible says, do not deny each other the conjugal rights of marriage. Those scriptures were written at the time when Jesus fed 5,000 people. They didn't count the women, they didn't count the children. But the role has reversed. Children first, women next, then men in Africa. In developed societies, children first, women next, pussycat and dogs next, plants next, then before you the man. In some countries, the tree you planted in your own compound, you can't cut it without the authority of the municipal council. So, learn. Calm down. That's why most African men are having problems when they marry outside this country, outside their countries. The children are jointly owned. They just bear your name. Listen, weak men get easily angry. Weak men get easily angry because they have inferiority complex. They have temper problems. That man that set the wife on fire has a temper issue, a personality defect. That woman was a national treasure, an Olympian, a member of somebody's family, a breadwinner, a mother of 2 children, and you did gender-based violence on her, and it led to a fatality. Women learn to walk away from gender-based violence. Relocate. Go to another country. She could have started running for her, one of her mates is running for Romania. She could have run for Israel. She could have run for UAE, run for other more developed countries, and her life will still be intact. Remember, anybody that has nothing to lose will help you lose everything you treasure. Men, learn to treasure women. The Bible says, do not treat your wife harshly, so that your prayers be not hindered. I feel for the family of Rebecca. I find it difficult to pronounce the name. Rebecca Cheptegei. Wonderful Ugandan woman. I condole with the Kenyans and the Ugandans. You've been good neighbors. May God strengthen you all, and may this not be a recurrent decimal in those countries. I remain Dr. Charles Apoki. I have a seminar coming up on the 13th and on the 14th of September by 7 p.m. Nigerian time. Send a message to +234 7052 136763. At the end of the video, I will post the flyer there and how to pay. God bless you.